With the spot price of uranium surpassing $90 a pound for the first time since December of 2007, we're seeing the highest price for uranium in the last 17 years, with major forecasted deficits just around the corner. I'm joined with Atomic Minerals CEO Clive Massey to discuss the case for uranium investing and take a dive into the opportunity at hand for his company. My good sir, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Brandon. It's a pleasure.
And it's a pleasure having you as well. Well, just before we dive into your company, I'd like to discuss what has recently become one of the most talked about commodities amongst investors. What is the current case for uranium, both from an economic standpoint, but also on the price cycle that has been going on over the last few years?
Well, from a price cycle standpoint, uranium has almost more than doubled in the last 2 years, never mind the last 17 years. It languished, at around $40 for a very long time. And really that strengthening of the price is driven by an 83 million pound annual shortfall, which is expected to continue to grow. And if we are going to meet our looming power shortage, if we're to meet these environmental standards by 2035, we're currently using 17 million terawatts of power. We will need 75. And the only way to do that is to start generating nuclear power.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that don't understand that, or maybe hearing that for the first time, it's because a lot of people think that we can go to wind and we can go to solar. Those are good sources of energy, but not base load. It simply will not happen, cannot happen.
They each have their issues with either cost or scalability. And from an environmental standpoint, let's not forget they're reliable on fossil fuels. Yeah. There are currently 450 power plants, either in the planning phase, the permitting phase, or the construction phase worldwide. So in relation to what the price is today, we expect it to continue to strengthen.
Yeah, I think that's a good take on that as well. Well, now that we have a good understanding of the case for uranium, let's take a moment to go over your company in more detail. What makes the Colorado Plateau such a prolific uranium district in which several of your projects are located within?
Well, what makes it a very prolific area is rather a complex explanation from a geological standpoint. But in very simple terms, the Colorado Plateau historically has produced over 597 million pounds, which equates to approximately 82% of all the uranium produced in the United States. They've been produced by a geological formation called a salt wash anticline. We have identified a number of salt wash anticlines. We've staked these salt wash anticlines. Salt wash anticlines are excellent for the deposition of not only uranium, but also oil and gas. So they've been drilled by oil and gas companies. We have examined all the logs and have staked all the ground around a number of oil and gas holes which have extremely high radioactive intercepts in these holes. So we know there's uranium there. It's just a matter of twinning these holes and finding out what the grade is and what the quantity is.
Yeah, and speaking about staking all these different properties, what are the projects that Atomic Minerals currently owns, and will there be a specific focus, or area focus, I should say, to begin the year?
Well, there will be. I'm glad you asked that, Brandon. We currently have 3 projects. We have the Harts Point project, which is in San Juan County, Utah. We have the 10 Mile project, which is in Grand County. And we have the Dolores Anticline, which is San Miguel County, Colorado. And the main focus of our exploration efforts at the moment is at the Harts Point project, where we have 3 holes, which have all intersected ore grade material. And the objective is to twin those holes, and we are hoping to be on the ground as soon as the end of the month drilling. And that will be our immediate focus, and we'll look to permit our 2 other projects later this year.
Yeah, very interesting as well. And actually, you just mentioned something there about your technical team. Why don't we take a really quick moment to talk about your team? Because everyone's curious, has your team done this before in the past?
As a matter of fact, I have a highly seasoned team of geologists, 4 of which who have all been in the uranium business before. And I have been in business with some of them previously. In my previous uranium company, we had the only new uranium discovery in the last uranium run-up in universal uranium. Wow. And so my team of geologists not only has been in the uranium business before, they have made discoveries previously. So we have a long lineage in the uranium business.
Yeah, and that's very good to hear. It's always obviously there's an opportunity. Obviously, we're looking at the price absolutely skyrocketing. We're looking at a deficit ahead of us. But then at the end of the day, is this a team that has done it before? And that's exactly what we just heard there. But lastly, I always like to finish off by asking, what should investors be excited about in the coming weeks and months coming from your team?
Well, I think some of the things they should be excited about and focused on is the fact we have a very attractive share structure. We have a technical team that are very seasoned with vast experience, and we're going to be drilling very shortly. And the beauty of drilling for uranium, unlike any other number of minerals, is that we can run a downhole probe and measure the gamma kicks as soon as the hole is completed and know almost immediately what level of radioactivity we've received, and that will give us a very, very good indication of whether we've really intersected a real ore body.
Yeah, I mean, that's such an advantage to be able to have that and to be able to make adjustments if needed in any different way, almost right on the spot. So exciting to hear. Clive, I appreciate so much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time here to speak with both your current investors, but also potential new investors as well. For anybody looking for more information, you can see their website pop up there as well for you. Clive, thank you so much, and good luck with everything as the year kicks off here.
My pleasure, Brandon. Thank you very much.